Welcome back. As we said in the first segment of the show, that yes, inspire the next. And this show is inspired by Aquafina, Only What's Essential, Aquafina Mineral Water and Centenary Bank, our two noble sponsors that make it possible for us to come to your homes every evening on Tuesday, and I repeat later in the week. Now, I'm carrying my diary tonight, and most people have told me, Pepe, when we watch your show, we have the tendency of picking a piece of paper or a journal or a notebook or a diary. If someone told me, Pepe, I got a dedicated diary and journal for you. Whenever it is Tuesday night, I pick my journal, I pick my piece of pen, and I take notes. I was so flattered to hear that. Now, why is it that some people become what you call new frontier thinkers, blue ocean thinkers? Some people go ahead to inspire the next change, the next transformation in their company, in their industry, in their lives, in their community, while others have settled for status quo. They embrace the status quo all the time. One thing I've come to realize, why a lot of people do not drive and thrive in their life or drive new changes and transformations is because they simply overthink. I did a series months back on this show on the 10 places where money hides. And last month I was out of the country, I was speaking to this group of doctors, and for one reason or the other, we touched on the subject of the 10 places where money hides. And one of the doctors told me, Pepe, one place you did not mention in your show is that money hides in needs. He said, if you find needs and you meet those needs, you can't count the money that hides in needs. I sat back and said, well, yeah, you are making a lot of sense. I read many years ago by Dr. Schuller in his book, Success is Never Ending and Failure is Never Final. He says, the secret of success is to find a need and respond to that need and meet that need and feel that need. He said, don't create need, find a need. And I'll tell you, these game changers, these mavericks, these are people that go around and looking for needs. And when they find them, they respond to them. They meet the need. And the rest, they change the course of history. I tell people, Uber is a taxi, but a different way of doing taxi business. Because someone found a need that there were people that will not have the luxury of being on the road all the time to flag down a cab. They want to have the comfort of their privacy and get picked by a cab from that comfort. He found that need and he met the need, and the rest is history. Airbnb is a hotel. It's hospitality, but a different way of doing hospitality. There was a need for many people. We do not want to go to places that are crowded and food cooked by many people for many people. They wanted some little privacy where they could indulge in their own convenience. And someone found that need and made that need. I say, wow. I thank that guy who told me, look, Pepe, the 11th place where money hides, according to your show, is money hides in needs. And I can tell anyone tonight, you can be so remarkable, you can be so important in your organization, in your community, and even in this country, provided you find the right needs and you respond accordingly. So, money, greatness, growth, power hides in needs. If you can find needs and you can meet those needs, you are good to go. And looking back, as Louis Pasteur in our introductory statement, when I say if God did not exist, it will be necessary, it will be a genuine need to invent him, because the world cannot exist without him. So, find a need. What are the pressing needs of your time? What are the pressing needs of your generations? What are the pressing needs in your community? What are the pressing needs even in your family? The pressing needs in your organization? The pressing needs in your sector? And let me tell you, if you can find the right needs and meet those needs, you are good to go. In the agricultural sector in Uganda, what are the real needs? In the industrial, space in Uganda, what are the real needs? In the financial space, what are the needs? Yes, we talk about challenges, we talk about problems, we talk about bottlenecks, but the thing is, people also have needs. Beyond problems, people have needs. Beyond challenges, people have needs. And what I've realized, every great game changer, every great person that turned around their universe, they discovered a need and they went ahead to meet that need. I'm in the search of finding needs and meeting them. You should subscribe to the business of searching for needs and finding out needs and then meeting them. But there's some people who have discovered needs in their own health, needs in the immediate community, needs in their organizations, needs in the country. But you know why most people do not become game changers? Because they overthink and they procrastinate. How many times have you sat down and saw something happening, then you say, oh, I thought about this all along. Oh, that is my life passion. Oh, that was my childhood dream. Oh, I thought I could become that. And this is what I wanted always to do. You know why? Because you took time to overthink. You were overthinking too much. You are procrastinating too much. I say, these game changer, these mavericks that drive change in society and organizations, they are known as daredevils, captains of moonshots. They are outliers. No wonder we look at them as mavericks. They are different from most of us. They believe in doing things and not on overthinking. They subscribe to the Nike tagline that say, just do it. As I love saying on this show, thinking about doing something is not doing the thing. Planning about doing the thing is not doing the thing. Talking about doing the thing is not doing the thing. Benchmarking on how to do the thing is not doing the thing. Doing the thing, and the only thing that does the thing is doing the thing. So to be a maverick, to be a game changer, is to be bold enough to find needs around you and step up to the plate and just do it, as Nike says. You know what? I listened to Bill Gates recently. He was giving a speech to some Harvard graduate students, the speech known as Commencement Talk. This is the speech you give at the end of studies in a university at graduation ceremonies. Mainly, you've seen VIPs speaking in graduation ceremonies. That kind of speech is called Commencement Talk. I told myself, they should not have called that speech Commencement Talk. They should have called these VIPs. They should have held this big event, not at the end of 3 to 4 years at campus. This should have been the first speech they give to kids as they report. I know, like in Uganda, a lot of universities just reported last month, hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of kids went to university for the first time. You know what they go through? Normal orientation. Then you wait until 3 to 4 years when they're graduating, that when you call inspirational, thought-provoking, transformational, powerful people to come and speak to them. But the 4 years they were in there, don't you think that was the best time for their mindset to be shaped, for their heart to be challenged, for some fire to be placed into their belly? I challenge, I say, commencement talk should not happen at the end of university studies. It should happen at the entry level to set up these kids to the right path for the next about 3 to 4 years. You see, mavericks, game changers, they think differently. I had a story of Mr. Ambani, the richest man in India, one of the richest people in Asia. His father, from whom he inherited his wealth, had a funny habit. Whenever he went to a restaurant, the conventional way of treating a waiter is to give them a tip after they've served you. But this guy gave waiters tips before even the service began. When he came with his VIP guest, he called a waiter and said, hey, look here is $100. This is your tip. Take care of my guest. Different way of thinking. The conventional person says, thank you for having served us. This is your tip. Or most of them will say, I won't even give the tip. The service was bad. The guy was late all the time. The salt was too much. The food was not okay. I'm not giving the tip. But look at these other people. They think differently. They start with the tip. And then the guy will break his back by serving. He's hovering around the table, asking all the time, sir, anything? Sir, are you okay? Why? Because you start with the end in mind. That's what I'm talking about, a different way of thinking. So commencement talk should not happen after 3-4 years at university. It should happen at the first year. If a Bill Gates speaking to these university kids, he told them, he said, I'm happy and you are lucky that I'm speaking to you at the end of your studies. Had I spoken to you in year 1, I would have been a bad influence to most of you. And I don't think most of you will have graduated. You will have dropped out of this place in year 1 or year 2. You will not have graduated. He said, because I could have been a bad influence. I will have challenged you. I will have pushed you. I will have shown you things that you will have found very critical and useful, maybe, and find the time that you spend here not very significant for your growth and the next big thing in your life. I love that. He said, had I spoken to you 3 years earlier, most of you will not be here at the graduation square. I say, think different. Think the next big thing. Inspire the next. As we finish our reflection tonight, I'd like to repeat the few things that I said as we started. Tonight, I just wanted to provoke your thinking. I wanted to lead you to a place where you start looking at life differently and interpreting things a little bit differently. We talked about the think different Apple adverts that define the rise and rise and rise of Apple, despite them going up and down and still came back and conquered the technology world. Think different. You can search these adverts on Google. Just search Think Different by Apple and you'll get all these things I told you here. And what has delighted me so much tonight is the quote by Louis Pasteur. You can search Louis Pasteur. You can know more about him and the kind of invention this French guy brought into our world. This world of ours is a far much better place because people like Louis Pasteur existed. And they had the kind of thinking they had. The man who said if God did not exist, it would be necessary to invent him. And they love Hitachi. 100 years of business. But they have reinvented themselves. They have evolved from one sector to another and touching almost every aspect of human living and human experience. And their tagline, inspire the next. Inspire the next technology. Inspire the next mobility. Inspire the next financial product and service. Inspire the next environmental sustainability solutions. Inspire the next. That tells me there are many needs that are unmet. Whoever finds these needs and inspire the next solutions to the needs is the person that we all look after, is the person that we all celebrate. Now, we talked about Lexus. It's the luxurious arm of the Toyota corporations. Marketed in over 90 countries in the world. One of the best-selling brands, among the top 10 best-selling brands in the world. It took someone to think differently to bring about Lexus beyond the common, average, standard Toyota brand that we all know. And the rest is history. Luxurious exports to the US. Exporting luxurious cars to the US and then to 90 more countries. That is growth mindsets. And then becoming a blue ocean thinker where everybody's playing in the red ocean. You think about the next big thing in your line of work, the next big thing in your sector, the next big thing in your career, the next big thing in your organization, the next big thing in this world. Courtesy of Centenary Bank, our bank, and Aquafina mineral water, only what is essential, we're able to come to you tonight to provoke, to challenge, to inspire, and to offer new perspective. Who knows? You could just be the next big thing in town, the next big thing in your organization, and the next big thing in your sector. Or you could bring about the next big thing in the country. So, inspire the next. Until next time, be inspired before you expire. Good night.